Yo, what's up? I'm Zaner. I'm a 1 above all cap player, and in this video I'll be teaching you his primary fire animation cancel. I'll be giving you niche tips based on his abilities, general approach on how to win your games. Alright, perhaps the most important thing is the shield primary fire cancel. This is the most important thing because it will increase your DPS. You'll go from tickling them to actually threatening them. So this is what it looks like without it. If you do the animation cancel, it will look like this. Big difference, and you really need to learn it to really improve at cap. So I'm just gonna show you again. That's just shield throws. But if I sprint in between, you can do it at any distance too. Well, I'm gonna explain how you do it, and I'll do a little slow-mo breaking it down. So what you're gonna do, during this whole time, your sprint key and your W key are pressed. You just hold them down regardless. They're always held no matter what happens. And a lot of guys will tell you to cancel your sprint, but there's a much easier way that I discovered using toggle sprint. You don't need to, but basically, you just hold down your left click while pressing your sprint W key until it hits the target. As soon as it hits the target, you release. Release your left click, so there you go. Hold, release, hold, release, hold, release.
We're gonna do what we have to do.
Hold, release, hold, release, hold, release. And of course this works closer too. Alright, I'm just gonna break down what you just saw. So during this whole time, W and shift are being held. If you're using toggle sprint, obviously you just press shift to once and call it a day. But either way, these are being held constantly. So cap sprints, he sees the target, you're gonna hold down the left click. It's gonna be held down the whole time until it reaches your target. So you see there. Target reached, let go of the left click. Just completely release. And then it comes back to you. As soon as it comes back to you, you're just gonna start sprinting by like naturally. Hold on the button again. You stop holding down your button, and that's what lets you sprint since these keys are being held. So it's all about timing, but that's the gist of it. There you go. Held down. As soon as it makes contact, let go. And then held down, made contact, let go. And then that one's very close. And the tempo will change based on how far your opponent is. Alright, starting off with his Liberty Rush, his F ability, raise the shield and charge forward. Obviously, dashes, you do damage. But the important thing is if you pay attention to the health bar, as soon as I press F, it goes yellow. Yellow outlines in this game means CC immune. So in the next few clips, I'll show you what ultimates, abilities, etc. you're CC immune to and how you can use it to your advantage. There's actually many ways to counter dodge Strange Alt. You can just use your F, your dash to dodge it. So Strange Alt.
By the eye of Agamotto.
You can tell it works because you're CC immune but not damage immune. Okay. Same principle, you're CC immune with your dash ability. So even with Jeff ults, you can dodge it outright. You don't even need to get out of it. If you're in it, you're just CC immune. Okay. Against Widow's ult, you can also use your dash to just straight up dodge the slow.
I'm an easy target.
So slowed, but if I just dash right through, it won't even affect me, and there won't be any linger effect. Same thing with Wanda's stun. You can phase through the whole thing. So put it down. If you walk in, you're stunned, but if you just phase, you'll just be unaffected. Against Namor, obviously you can use movement abilities, and it's usually better to shield his ult. But if you're forced to, you can dash right into his ult and dodge it outright. It'll do the damage, but you'll at least not be stunned. Cloak, whatever that blinding thing is called, you can also just dodge it outright, even though it's not a CC.
Sorry, soldier.
shield or his throw, shield throw, the E ability can actually track enemies even if they're invisible. So it's really useful against characters like Psylocke, against Invisible Woman, and also works against Loki.
We don't need.
Another good use is to just use it to get ult charge either mid-battle or especially at the start of the match. One more thing with shield throws, it's better to just hit the floor if you want to finish off enemies rather than the target itself. With Cap, it's a very niche thing, but your shield throws, your E ability, not the shield throws but the Vibranium Saw, the damage actually scales based on the target. So if I hit this guy here, you can see his health bar, it's like barely affected. If I hit him directly with it, does a lot more damage, so the damage actually scales based on the first target hits. So with that information, the best thing to do is to be in the air and go for the feet, because you can aim for directs that way, but even if you miss, it will at least bounce off the floor, as opposed to going for hits towards the side or beside them, because if you miss, it might go past them. Captain America's mouse one, his diving strike, I mean, it just knocks people up. There isn't much to say, but I will tell you how it works against you and how to work around it. If you got your shield throws and you want to go for a not slam, you don't want to go for a slam, but your shield throws, what will happen is that the game will force you to slam the target instead. So I want to throw my shield throws, but I'll be forced to slam instead. Couple ways to work around this. The one I'm going to tell you is that instead of using your left click button, your primary fire, you're going to use your melee button. What this does is that it doesn't use up your shield throws, and if you're in the air, you won't be forced to slam in a spot you don't want to. It's kind of a crappy workaround, but that's kind of all we got. A quick little tip to add on from the last clip with the whole primary fire melee thing. If you're against Doctor Strange, you do melee attacks and you hit him through a shield. But your shield throws don't actually hit him through the shield because they're projectiles. So the way to work around it, if you want to use your melee against shields, you just use your melee button instead of your primary fire button. You'll save your shield throws, and you'll be able to hit targets through the shield. I'm going to explain how Captain America ult works, because I get people in Eternity and sometimes in One Above All that don't even understand how the ult works. So what Cap does is that he grants shields to his teammates around him. So if I'm standing next to this guy and I ult, he gets shields. Another way they get shields is with the trail. Cap leaves a trail, and if people follow the trail, they'll get the regening shields. It's almost like Rally from Overwatch that Brig has. A lot of mistakes that Captain America players use is that they'll just sit around shielding your team. This works sometimes, but what you want to do is give your teammates shields and then go in and push forward to take space. With how much HP you have, the enemy team cannot ignore you. You'll also leave a trail behind as you're going in, making your area effect larger. So you go in to your teammate, save them from whatever ult's happening or just in general, and then go in and take space. You don't want to just sit back and shield. Alright, I'm going to show you a real example of what I use Cap ult in game. So I hear Psylocke ult. I save my Bucky. Once that job is done, I move forward, because if I just sit there, I won't be taking space. Now that I'm taking space, it leaves a bigger trail for your teammates to follow. And now I'm on their backline after I've done my job. So gauge the situation. Sometimes you might have to stay longer, sometimes you might have to leave faster. But you shouldn't just run it down, and you shouldn't just stay back with your team. General approach, I will be breaking down a replay and setting some ground rules on what I think before I get in the game. Number one, you don't want to shoot flankers and tanks unless it's convenient or they're in your way. You really don't want to waste time with them because your resources will be used anywhere else. Just know that the consequences for being in their backline flanking, it leaves your team open to their tanks. So if your teammates are dying to nothing, just know that that is the consequence. It doesn't mean that you should peel. Just know that you need to bait out more resources being in their backline than their tanks are by being on their front line. In this game, I'm solo tanking for the first half, but I'll break down both halves to see how I change my approach. So, I'm not gonna waste time with tanks. I'm gonna shoot the Star-Lord here because he's in my way. Not because I want to, but just because he's in my way and it's convenient. Once he's out of the way, I see the backline, I immediately ignore him and get more value. If the Star-Lord is shooting me while I'm in their backline, that's value. If he's shooting me while I'm dueling him, that is not. Squishies, just be careful because I am the only tank. I'm not wasting my time. I only shoot Thor there because it was convenient. And now I'm just waiting for my cooldowns. I messed up my slam, but I still end up on the backline. I'm shooting the Atom while the Thor is healing. This is space. The Thor should be either taking space in front or going for better targets. Just running it down their backline. This slam is greedy because my shield was weak. And I didn't have my escape ability, my dash. So I died there. But I had everything right except for that end escape part. So here, see the Atom, end up with a low key, but now I'm pushing their backline. I'm just on their squishies here, nothing's changed. Obviously, isolated target, you want to go for it. Here, I actually use the tech where it tracks invisible targets, forcing her to make a really bad invisible. I shoot Stranger because it's convenient. Of course, the Jeff also has his team, but it's just convenient. I would have went on target if the Jeff didn't stall anyone else. Different target. Alright, let's move on. Here you see the exact example of ult usage that I broke down earlier, where I use it to save my teammates and then move on. It's not the best example, but it's the same principle. So my Atom gets ulted. I shield him, and now I move forward. Everyone else needs the space. They need me in the front. It leaves a bigger trail for your teammates to follow as well. Now I'm on their backline, making giga amount of space. They shadowed ult, so my team gets thrown back. Garbage ass optimization. Garbage ass optimization again. But yeah, the shooting strength is convenient. I don't have my cooldowns right now. Then this all goes, I'm gonna look for a squishy. I get my shield throws. I'm just shooting them. I should really be on the backline. That was a waste of time. Now I'm on their backline. I probably should have pushed my limit there, but it's fine. I got the totems out. I block it. I use dash just in case because I thought my shield was on delay. So a little bit of important thing here. Like before, I mentioned your dash can help you dodge the strange ult, which is why I pressed F. I thought my shield was on cooldown, but it wasn't, so it would have blocked it, but I did dash just in case anyways. If my suit gets caught, walk in front of her, obviously. You can body block, your shield can block, and if you have your ult, in a lot of cases, you can help her not get one shot. So I shoot strange, shoot Thor, because it's convenient, switch targets as soon as I can. On their squishies, got 2 people, gotta be careful. Now it's just pretty much clean up. And I'm on their backline just because it gets handed to me. On the backline. It may seem like your team's getting rolled back there, but I have to get their backline to get my team space. Another use of the ult, the way I mentioned it. Star-Lord ult, my invis ult's gonna run out, so I Star-Lord ult. I dodge the Star-Lord ult by giving my teammates shields. And then as soon as my job is done, I go squishies. Knock out the Sue with the shield throw tech again. Shoot Star-Lord because it's convenient. And so on. Now I'm gonna move to the defensive side. Alright, we're on defense. Like I mentioned earlier regarding the Vibranium Saw, it's really good for all charge, especially at the start. Just make sure you aim for a tank instead of the ground, so that you actually get a target and you get more all charge. I think I got like 7 there if I remember. Looking for the backline. Their tanks are in the front. Opportunity for me. I'm a bit hesitant on my slam because it is the start of the fight. I didn't want to get burned. But yeah, did my job. I get out. Trying not to feed. Since I'm a useless tank right now without my cooldowns, I try not to take unnecessary damage. I go for backline. Just being careful because their tanks did turn. And the more just convenient they're such a... I shoot their tanks so it's convenient. I go in as soon as I get bubbled and get my cooldowns back. Just to get out. Now that I don't have abilities to go in, I'm just trading with their mag. He's convenient target. Actually, no. I did the right thing here. I go for the Bucky. It's a bit greedy, but yeah. Yeah, I'm switching between the two targets here because I'm just playing on my cooldowns. I'm playing it safe here. Coordinated here. Trading tanks, but I'm playing it safe. I'm not playing too much poke, and he's in the way. I don't have my cooldowns. As soon as I get the opportunity to go in, I go. I go on the Bucky.
I am ready to put on a
See how the thing dies because I'm in their front. A cap ult to match Luna ult. That's something you want to do. If you don't have a Luna ult but have like a Su ult, you can sort of use it during the second half to match
ready
it.
to put on a show.
So yeah, no. I'm taking space still. It's against Luna ult, it's kind of, there's two ways to do it. If the team's actually focusing you in the cap ult, that means you're keeping the back and you're not gonna die because you're in cap ult. But if they are running over your team, I'd recommend not even fighting and just going back to heal them. Constantly on their backline.
You're never alone. Heads up, invaders from the deep. I'll be ship in no time.
Shoot tanks, so it's convenient. I go for Loki whenever I got my cooldowns. Shoot max is convenient and close. Shooting the things is convenient. I am trying to make my own the backline. There we go.
Ready to put on a show.
That's sort of how you'll push your skill ceiling, how much you can be on tanks and how much you can do on squishies. Game's on pause. I just use it to sustain the second half. The Luna ult is gonna last longer. And I know I'm not gonna kill anything, so I'm just healing my team here. Now that my ult's over, I stay on their backline. Match with the Jeff and the Star-Lord. Staying on the backline, staying on the backline. The thing heals, so I make my way to the front, get healed. I shoot thing because it's convenient. I'm gonna go for a backline as soon as I get the chance. I see the low-key TP and I got too greedy. I get easy green out of him. I dodge my own Jeff ult so I don't get stalled with them. And then that's GG.
I'm gonna meditate and go. I'm going on right now.
Bench slipping.
Who's that?
Hail Hydra.